That's it.
Oh, Miss Carlyle, were you and David Laurent having an affair?
Please, I said no more questions. Miss Carlyle has had a very difficult morning, and she's likely to having a more difficult afternoon.
Go on, Sheila, tell him. How long did we have our affair? You can't, can you, unless you lie again. She's lost her mind. There was never anything between us. I think she was paid to write that letter. That or she's out for some sort of revenge.
Get out of here, please.
Of course, come on.
Maybe it's because I never made a move on her. Or maybe she feels rejected because I love my wife. Is that it, Sheila?
Oh, you love me. You know you've always loved me, and now everybody does, and I'm glad.
Oh, no, that's enough. Now, please, no more questions and no more pictures. Bailiff.
Oh, boy.
Now, all of you out of here, please. Leave the room alone. Thank you.
I need to fix my face. Will you wait for me?
Sure, you take as long as you need.
She's lying, you know.
You know, your performance didn't discredit anyone but yourself. I'm surprised Julia didn't warn you about things like that.
I'm telling the truth. She's lying, and Julia will prove it.
That's assuming, of course, that she's willing to continue representing you. Is she?
What did you say to her?
Is Julia still your lawyer, David?
What did you say to her before I saw you? What did you say to get her so upset?
I merely cautioned her about the ethics of sleeping with a client. That's right, David. I know all about it. And I must say that it doesn't seem to be terribly well thought out by either of you. You know, the next time you're on trial for murder, I'd advise you to use a little more discretion.
Couldn't we take just one interview? Just you?
Well, of course you can. I'm always accessible to the press.
Julia, for heaven's sakes, what happened today that made you so upset?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, you don't have to be a clairvoyant to know that you're emotionally involved with this man. That's not true. You're involved with him. You trusted him. You feel betrayed again.
Wrong. I wanted to trust him. I wanted to believe in him. And then when I started to again.
I'm sorry for your sake. It's not good to get drawn in so quickly. I know you need someone. We all do. But you just have to know somebody a little bit better before you make that kind of commitment.
I thought I knew him, Augusta. And then when Sheila read that letter, I lost control. That hurt just as much as David disappointing me.
Well, it didn't show, whatever you felt. Really, it didn't. You love him? Come on, Tree.
I'm falling in love with my guy.
I know. I've known for quite a while. You went into this thing with a lot of passion, and now you're just open for a lot of hurt. Listen. I think this whole case has just been terrible for you. Look at you. You're about to go after your own brother-in-law.
I didn't mean to go after Lionel. I was just going to use him.
I know, but I consider that some sort of fine distinction. Lionel's very worried about
don't
it.
believe that Lionel had anything to do with Madeline's death.
Well, then why are you dragging him into this?
I told you, I just wanted to create a doubt in the jury's mind for David.
I know, but it's going to embarrass Lionel. I mean, people are going to start suspecting him. Julia, listen to me. You are not thinking straight. I think the best thing you can do is quit this case.
I haven't decided to do that yet.
Well, I think you better do something fast. Disqualify yourself. Ask the judge to find another defense attorney, okay? Let David lie to someone else.
I don't know for a fact that he's lying. I mean, maybe Sheila is. I don't think that I could abandon him now. I mean, it would be tantamount to me telling the jury that I think he's guilty. And I'm almost positive that they will convict him if I do that. I can't. I'm just going to have to do what's best. I'm going to have to do what's best for my client, for David, and I have to do what's best for me.
Now, Miss Carlyle, would you read this?
Want me to read it?
Aloud. To the court. Look at those tears. Showed her that letter at exactly the right moment.
Dearest David, I don't believe
You'll have
this.
to burn this letter after you read it.
Getting hours of
I
viewing
had to
pleasure
write.
out of that? Calling it Mason's finest hour?
No. Actually, I was going to call it Julia's bloopers and blunders. Have to admit, it was a masterful performance. If they gave out Emmys for jurisprudence, I'd win hands down.
I wouldn't preen your feathers too much, Mason. Pride still goes before a fall.
Speaking of which, you sure buckled under without much pressure being applied. One mention of your affair with David and you took a nosedive. Have you pulled out of it yet?
Not entirely. That's why I'm here, Mason. I came to tell you that I'm thinking of resigning from the case.
Well, well. At this point, huh? That's something you should be telling the judge, not your opposition.
I intend to, once I make up my mind.
Oh, you're still wavering, huh? Well, let me help you, Julia. I think you should resign. You know, you don't have a chance of winning now, and if you withdraw, the jury won't have any trouble making up their minds. They'll find David guilty, and we can all go out and have cocktails.
Boy, I wish I found you half as amusing as you think you are.
You know, I'm right, though. Sheila Carlisle destroyed your last hope. Now the jury will see David for what he is, a liar and an adulterer. They'll know that if he can lie about an affair, he'll certainly be able to lie about a murder. I think you should just pull out as fast as you can and leave him to the wolves.
You know, Mason, you should never push me in the direction that you want me to go. One nudge from you and I balk, and this isn't nudging. It's shoving.
Actually, Julia, I'd hate it if you left now. I consider you a worthy opponent. It's been fun. So why don't you hang in there and slug it out with me? I hate winning battles by default.
No, you like to humiliate people and embarrass them and make them look as foolish as possible. And it just doesn't end in the courtroom. You like to do that wherever you go. I want to tell you something. I still believe that David is innocent, whether or not he had an affair with Sheila Carlisle. It does not follow that he killed Madeline.
Sounds like you're still defending him.
I don't really know what I'm doing yet, Mason. I do realize that I'm too emotionally involved in this case, and I'm trying to cope with that revelation.
All right, fine. If you're that involved, then use it. Feed on it. See what happens. Lord knows what it'll do to your legal reputation.
I would like to know what you intend to do with what you know.
About you and David? I don't intend to do anything. That's a promise you can count on. So why don't you come back into the ring, Julia? Never forgive yourself if you threw in the towel now.